As I began my preparations for retiring in the Philippines, the YouTube platform was one of my more valuable tools. It gave me a view into the country from those who had come before me. I learned, much to my delight, that English was taught in schools and communication would not be a problem. Well, not exactly. So, welcome to today's lesson in Survival Tagalog, where you can sometimes understand what the heck is going on around you, amaze your friends, and hopefully keep yourself out of a Philippines jail. Although English is taught in schools, when you arrive here, you will not find yourself constantly in the presence of fifth graders whose English usage is fresh in their minds. Time and distance are the great thieves of English ability here. I live only about an hour's drive outside the large city of Manila, but in that roughly 25-mile distance, remember, traffic can be difficult and slow in and around the cities. A large amount of that English ability evaporates. And if you're an old dog like I am, many of your contacts will be with those who have used little English for many years. I could probably survive in the Philippines with a hermit lifestyle, but how fun is that? And I wanted to be able to speak a little bit of Tagalog, if nothing else, just to show a bit of respect to the Filipinos around me. I've always believed that Americans are a little presumptuous to believe they only need to speak English. And the rest of the world, they must accommodate their unwillingness to learn another language. So with that in mind, let's learn a few Filipino or Tagalog words and phrases. Magandang means beautiful. You can pair that with umaga for morning, tanghali for noontime hour, hapon for afternoon, or gabi for evening. In effect, you're saying good morning, good noon, good afternoon, and good evening. Magandang umaga was my go-to phrase on my morning walks up and down the street. Usually the ladies buying or selling fruits and vegetables along the street would smile at me and excitedly say, "Oh, you know Tagalog." All was good until one gentleman followed my morning greeting with about maybe 120 machine gun-like Tagalog syllables that took me completely by surprise.
What?
That experience forced me to learn a new phrase. Konti lang alam ko. That means I know just a little. And now, one full year into my life in the Philippines, I still know konti lang. But I have learned some words and phrases that project politeness. Po is a word you will hear constantly. It is used when showing respect, either to an older person or someone whose position is above you, such as your teacher or your mayor. Salamat means thank you and is usually followed with the word po. Walang anuman means you're welcome or it's nothing, although many Filipinos will just respond by saying welcome. In a pinch, I've become a bit more proficient in one-word sentences, just because it is still so difficult for me to construct full sentences. Active versus passive tenses perplex me. So does the order of words, which can be different between the spoken and written language. Here's one example. My girlfriend has a beautiful smile. Ang ganda ng ngiti ng girlfriend ko. Ang introduces the subject, which is ngiti or smile of my girlfriend, whose modifier comes after, not before, the noun. Nang is a linker used between a noun and its modifier. Similar to the English word of, although it's not exactly a word. To my little brain, it reads, "The beauty of smile of girlfriend, my." Bearing that mishmash of words in mind, one or two word sentences have become my favorites. This week, I nearly panicked when a couple of ladies with a clipboard and a cash bag came to my door when I was home alone. "Hindi Tagalog," I said, my arms spread wide. Then I seemed to remember these ladies as the ones who stopped by to collect 20 pesos, that's 40 cents, every month for our once-a-week trash pickup. "Basura?" I asked. They nodded. Okay, I thought to myself, I'm halfway through this. "Magkano?" 20 pesos, they replied. I reached into my pocket, paid, and enjoyed a great sense of accomplishment. "Salamat po," they said. With just 2 words, I had 2 happy ladies. Now that's efficiency. It has spurred me on to learn even more of the language. I started by watching a YouTube video series for preschoolers. Now I can have in-depth discussions about farm animals and zoo animals with my tutor, a nearby nephew of the appropriate age for my learning. He has been my tutor and best buddy almost since my first day in the Philippines. His thirst for learning English matches or exceeds my interest in learning Tagalog. Clearly, his capacity for learning exceeds mine. An old dog trying to learn new tricks, you know. Now, here is a fun fact that could give anyone pause about the language. Filipino, essentially Tagalog, is the official language of the Philippines and is spoken here on the island of Luzon, where the nation's capital is located. But there are more than 7,000 islands that make up the Philippines. And among those 7,000 islands, there are 19 officially recognized main languages, plus more than 100 different dialects. So, if you are learning Tagalog to impress that beautiful Filipina you've been video chatting with, and she's from a tiny province in the Visayas or Mindanao, think twice. If you tell her, "Mahal kita," she might have no idea what you're saying. Magandang araw. Class is dismissed. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and above all, subscribe. Thank you.